Okay, guys, we left off. We understand the concept of trade-off, where if we want to produce more of one good, we have to give up some of the other. But we looked at a production possibility curve the last time that was a static curve, if you will, meaning this horizon is the maximum that can be obtained, if you remember, today. But today only lasts for a few seconds, correct? And then we're on to a new time. So let's put a couple different goods in here. Let's put computers over here, which are classified, if you read your book, as a capital good. If you remember, capital goods are goods that help us produce other goods and services. And let's put a consumer good down here, and let's call it Oreos. And we'll call it double stuffed Oreos because that's my favorite. All right, let's say there's two different points, point 1 and point 2. And we learned in the last segment that point 1 we're producing more computers, and point 2 we're producing more Oreos. Which of these should we position ourselves at today if we want to have the ability to produce more goods and services tomorrow? And I think it's very easy to draw a conclusion that computers would help us produce more goods and services tomorrow, and Oreos are just going to cause more diabetes, right? And so let's try to produce more computers and position ourselves at point 1. Now, excuse me, if you remember, going at point 1, we give up some Oreos to do that, correct? But being at point 1, excuse me, allows our production possibility curve. I'm going to have to stop, Paul, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. The air does exactly that. To hit record.
Sorry about that. I was gone for a second. I was eating too many of those Oreo cookies and I started to cough on them. So I'm back, better than ever. Remember James Bond said that. All right, so we're going to try to achieve economic growth, which is an outward or rightward shift, an upward shift. Those three words can be used interchangeably, outward, rightward, or upward. It means the curve moved further away from the origin. This is economic growth. Growth means we can produce more today than we could yesterday. Now, one or a combination of three things has to happen for us to achieve economic growth. We either need more resources. You remember the land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurial talent? Or we need better resources. How do we get better resources? Well, computers today are a lot better than computers 10 years ago. And you guys are participating in something, especially since I'm having this class, that's really going to help the economy. You're better because of the education you're getting here. And I mean that, don't be smiling. Okay, and last but not least, an improvement in technology, okay, which we're experiencing, or I am, with this light board for the first time. So this is pretty cool. So if we have more, better, or new technology, or a combination of those, we can achieve economic growth. And we want to achieve economic growth. In fact, in the macro section, we'll learn that's one of our three major macroeconomic goals, to achieve economic growth, rapid economic growth. It helps us reduce scarcity, won't eliminate scarcity, but it helps us reduce it. Hey, just the opposite of growth, though. Could an economy experience decline? You bet it could. Just put negatives in front of these. Less resources. Gosh, countries like Syria that have been at war, and they've had refugees that have left their country, over 1 million. They've had over 300,000 civilians killed. Does that give them less ability to produce goods and services? You bet. Okay. Better resources. When the Taliban took over Afghanistan a couple decades ago, they said no technology, no cell phones, no computers, no calculators. Does that reduce the nation's ability to produce? You bet it does. Okay. And in new technology, what happens if I am Amish, and so Frank doesn't believe in using electronics, electricity, or any of this? If we all embraced that belief, and there's nothing against that belief, it may be appropriate for some, but if we all embraced it, there's an opportunity cost. We have less ability to produce goods and services tomorrow than we do today. Hopefully, these segments help you understand the production possibility curve. If not, my syllabus, you know how to contact me via email or just stop by my office during office hours, and I'll be glad to work with you individually if need be. Thanks, guys. Take care.